Hello guys, welcome back to the Chelsea Godfather channel. It's the Chelsea Godfather reporting back to duty. Please subscribe to my channel for regular and daily Chelsea updates. Let's jump right in, guys. We have a lot to talk about. First of all, our main boy, Conor Gallagher, has finally made the permanent move. Well, it's not yet a done deal, but it's pretty much on its way to being done. He has finally said yes. He's finally said yes. We're waiting for him. You're going to say yes or no? Gallagher's finally said yes to Atletico Madrid. It's a 40 million euro deal coming in terms of 40 million euros coming to Chelsea, and Gallagher heading the other way to Diego Simeone's club for wages of roughly around 200,000 pounds per week in inclusive of bonuses. So it's a win-win, if you want to call it that, right? For me, it's a win-win. There's no need to continue beating a dead horse with a stick. There was never going to be a long-term role for Gallagher at this club. It's obvious. I mean, they made it. The ownership made it clear to the player, and in fairness to the ownership, they gave him a chance to advance his career, which then culminated with Gallagher forcing his obviously. First of all, he helped. He was a very, very massive piece of our team last season that helped us finish 6th, which is a major upgrade from the 12th place that we finished the year before. And then his hard work was rewarded by Gareth Southgate, who invited him and then included him in England's Euro squad. This summer, he started a few games, came off the bench for a few games, and ultimately played his own role, his own part in helping England. Just came up short in the finals, and England ended up with the silver medal. It didn't come home for England this time around, but who knows next time around. And so what this does is it presents Gallagher, our boy, at least a chance to continue to progress in his career. As I mentioned in my previous video, the World Cup is only 2 years away. He's already in the plans. This allows him to further cement his shirt for the World Cup coming up in US, Canada, and Mexico in 2026. So as a Chelsea fan that I've made multiple videos on Gallagher, all the way from the very first time that he was begging Tuchel to give him a chance, and I was there as well begging Tuchel through my video to give him a chance, and he's done everything that one could ask for him to do. And so for me, and I'm sure for pretty much every Chelsea fan, we wish nothing but the best for our boy Gallagher. I'm definitely going to be watching Atletico Madrid games and wishing them the best. Moving along, well, you don't have to move along too much further, because the Gallagher deal then morphed into the next possible deal, which appears to be none other than the striker that we've been linked with all summer, the 20-year-old Samuel Omorodion striker. I believe he's 6'2" or 6'3", physical specimen of a striker. Whether he scored 8 goals or so in while he was on loan last season. I believe he was at Getafe. I stand to be corrected, but I think that's where. But he was on loan for 38 games. Performed well. Obviously, didn't have the crazy numbers that everybody If you had those crazy numbers, then the quoted numbers, would have been higher. But there's enough footage out there on his performance last season, and that has obviously attracted the interest of Chelsea scouts, and it appears that the quoted price most likely foiled by the fact that we finally reached an agreement with Atletico Madrid, is that the Omorodion price is a somewhat reasonable £35 million, and that's price is a little more reasonably that we can swallow. Now that's without getting into the merits of whether the player is good enough for Chelsea or not. But the reality is the scouts who get paid a lot of money to do this work have circled this player. They've been going after this player. They've wanted this player. Obviously, has been short listed. So sometimes, just like when they went after Cole Palmer, for 45 million pounds, and I think Palmer may have been 21 years old at the time, so only a year older than Omorodion. And Palmer hadn't even played a full season as a starter, and he went for 45 million pounds, 40 plus 5. And a lot of Chelsea fans are not going to admit, but you fans had doubts on Cole Palmer last season, and let's just say that there are no more doubts. There are no more doubts. So all I'm saying is this: I'm not saying that there's any guarantee. What I'm saying is, let's just have faith. There's clearly a process in place. These players are not falling out of the sky. There's a process in place to shortlist these players and bring them in. And so that's all I'm saying now. And obviously that then leads to the third deal, which is what happens with Osimhen, right? And so it now depends on reports, because the reports for me are a bit conflicting, right? You have Ornstein, right? Ornstein is basically saying that both the Omorodion deal and the Osimhen deal are both still on, and this is on keeping in mind that we still have Mark Guiu on our squad, and Maresca is on record saying that Guiu is not going on loan. Now maybe he was, I don't know, a little bit carried away at the time, but because Guiu had just scored that nice goal against Club America. But the reality is, if we get both Omorodion and Osimhen, meanwhile we still have Jackson. Now, unless if Jackson gets shifted to the left wing, and even if he gets shifted to the left wing, we still have Kunku. You can see it starts getting a bit murky there. So I mean, how does that work? I don't know. For me, it wouldn't make. I wouldn't see us still going after Osimhen unless Osimhen comes to his senses and agrees for a loan deal, right? A loan deal will make sense. A full-on permanent purchase deal, or loan with obligation to buy. I mean, that is still a purchase deal effectively, and that wouldn't make sense now. But Osimhen and his agent are on record saying that they consider a loan deal pretty much an outright insult on the player, the caliber of Osimhen. And so I just don't see that happening. And then of course then the somewhat bigger issue of his wages. I mean, well over 200,000 a week. We just let Gallagher go because we didn't want to pay him over 200,000 a week. And so again, it's not consistent. So for me, if we end up closing on the Samu Omorodion deal, for me, I feel like that's going to close the door on the potential Victor Osimhen deal. As much as it pains me, as much as it hurts me as a Chelsea fan, because we all know that we need a proven seasoned striker, and Osimhen fits the description. But if we're not able to make any movement on Osimhen, then Omorodion has, that deal. Somebody, we need one more striker, and if it's not Osimhen, it's going to be Omorodion. But if we get Omorodion, obviously, £35 million deal, it's a deal that's too nice to be passed up. Then then Osimhen will probably have to come on loan, because I don't see both deals going through as permanent transfers. Then when we're talking about Omorodion, what else are we talking? Who knows? Maybe we're trying to get ahead of the market. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But you look at the profile of Sesko, Haaland, right? And you can see where this is going. You can see where this is going. Like, we watched Sesko play for his country in the Euros, and the young boy, he's talented, but he's still raw. He's still fairly raw, and his price is quite high, right? So I think there is something there, right? So now the last possible deal is the Julian Alvarez deal, and unfortunately, Chelsea fans, he's not coming to us. Julian Alvarez, that's the player that we really wanted, but he's not coming. He's going to Atletico Madrid, and to add insult to injury, the potential of Julian Alvarez moving from Man City to Atletico Madrid for a fee of around £70 million is basically hinging on Chelsea being able to close the Samu Omorodion for £35 million. Atletico is going to say, thank you very much. Take that £35 million, push it straight one way to the Alvarez deal, and then add another 35 on top. So in effect, in effect, Alvarez will be costing Atletico Madrid a net of around 35 mil, which would be crazy. So I mean, it is what it is. And again, Chelsea fans are saying, why not me? Why not me, Alvarez? Why are you not coming to us, bro? Why not us? But guys, come on now. I mean, City, Pep, they're not going to sell us Julian Alvarez. I mean, they're not going. They just sold us, Palmer, their, bench player that they thought that was just an average kid. Well, as you say, he's not so average. He's just a little, special. He's a little bit more than average, right? And so they're not gonna, Thunder is not going to, strike twice in favor of Chelsea in terms of us dealing with City. And so that deal was never going to happen, for us. So that's all I have for today. How do y'all feel about these four players I just mentioned? Gallagher moving to Atletico Madrid, Samu Omorodion possibly moving to Chelsea, £35 million. Julian Alvarez possibly moving from City to Atletico Madrid for £70 million. And the possibility, still, let's not give up hope, the possibility of Victor Osimhen coming to Chelsea on a loan deal. Leave your comments below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel. Take care. God bless you guys. Peace.